How do you set up an ad campaign from A to Z that converts fast? Anthony Hendrickson asks. He actually asks a very long question, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. So let me summarize it right here. I'm looking to set up a successful Facebook ad campaign sharing courses, online courses, Octo content model and brand resume. Important thing is for digital products. I know that you make running a successful ad campaign look easy. Well, thank you very much. And it's far from that. I'll make it easy right now. What is the best way to set up an ad campaign that is valuable? Okay, let me summarize this. It's kind of long. What's the best way to set up a campaign where you waste the less money? Pretty much. That's what you're asking. It's a great question because so much money is wasted on ad campaigns. It's the single reason I would say that people quit on ads. They're wasting money right off the gates and they're like, ads don't work. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let me continue. I'm looking for the best way to ensure that my ad campaigns start converting as soon as possible. Who doesn't, right? Since my previous attempts have ended up in failure. Expensive, right? So let me just finish the question. There's only 3 paragraphs left. Also, would you be willing to share how running ads on Facebook is different from ads on Google, YouTube, LinkedIn? Then Anthony goes on about how they are different territories. I'll leave that there. Let's address that now. They are completely different territories, different strategies, different learning curves. So for today, for this question, I'm going to attack, I was going to say the easiest platform, but I'll attack Facebook in this Ask Lalonde answer. Yeah. Some of the concepts are easier on Facebook, but some of the concepts carry over to other platforms. In other words, Facebook headlines are very difficult to get approved. Facebook ads in general are very difficult to get approved, but the targeting and the retargeting is easier on Facebook. So there are really 3 different questions and 3 different answers if you go on different platforms. So we will address Facebook. Okay. There's something called training the pixel. My mentor, Alex Becker, calls it, we have to train your pixel. Let me explain how this works. Actually, Frank Kern calls it a nurture sequence. I call it my 7-to-1 ratio. So I'll give you the exact steps on how to create a successful ad campaign right off the bat without the blood, sweat, and tears. We'll start like this. Going directly for the sale is almost impossible. It's actually the only way that is possible is if people know, like, and trust you. So if you've been getting some watch time or accumulating some watch time of yourself with that specific audience, then you could throw a pretty blatant pitch in an ad. But that's kind of the exception, because if they haven't seen you for the accumulation of about 25 hours of watch time, they're not going to listen to you, and they sure as heck won't take action on your ad if it's the first time they see you. So here's what you need to do. There is a small investment to train your pixel, train your audience, get your audience into knowing, liking, and trusting you to a certain point. And I want you to look at it this way. The amount of money it will cost you for acquisition, in other words, for someone to make that purchase in the training of the pixel, that amount of money would be gone anyways if you were just doing blatant pitches and trying to change your headlines and trying to tweak your direct to sale ad. The difference is when you train your pixel, when you show yourself 7 times before making the pitch, The money it costs you to do that is not wasted, because then you could pitch. They've already seen you. You've accumulated that watch time. But if you are just pitching and trying different pitches, that money is wasted. I hope that makes sense, because now we're going to get tactical. Pretty simple. In Facebook, you could create what's called an engagement ad. What that does, it allows people to plop into a custom audience if they watched 3 seconds of your video. You don't even need a blog or a web page for this. All you do is you give a piece of value, they watch you for 3 seconds, they fall into audience X, we'll call it. So let's use the Octo Content course as an example, because this is how I'm selling the Octo Content course. Octo Content is just the title of a course. It's a course that helps people syndicate their content across all platforms, and that course has 12 modules. Why is this important? Because I want you guys, the listeners, the viewers, to fill in the blank here. Assume a course has a certain amount of lessons or modules. What you want to do is share a piece of value from each of those modules in a short video without giving it all away, and have no call to action in 7 different videos. Now, out of the people that watch 3 seconds of any of those videos, you retarget those pieces to that audience that you just created, and you include a video that's your sales pitch video. So let's go into a real life example. The Octo Content Model course has session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Session 1 is content creation. Number 2 is optimize, finalize pillar content. Number 3 is automated webinars. Number 4 is am I live or am I Memorex? Number 5 is creating custom quote images, so on and so forth. Those are 12 separate modules within your course, each having a separate lesson for each, or a separate tactic or strategy. What I do is I create a video for each of these lessons, taking a nugget out of that lesson and giving it away. A valuable piece of content with no call to action. So if I choose module number 3, automated webinars. So what I do is I'd go into that module, I'd watch it, I'd reword one of the pieces of value from that module, and I would create a video. Here's what you need to know about automated webinars, or automate your business using automation with automated webinars. That would be one video. In that video, I give the value and I don't ask for anything in return. So as the people watch 3 seconds of that video, the people and only the people who watch 3 seconds of that video fall into that new, let's call it the Octo Content Model audience. And then I create a second video for, let's say, creating lead capturing video clips. That's another module. I create a video for that. And I would do that for 7 videos, 7 of the modules, 7 free value pieces of content. And then I would market it to your niche of choice. A great niche for this would be followers of Gary Vaynerchuk, because Gary Vaynerchuk teaches about content syndication. So if you've got those 7 videos going out, you're investing a few dollars to build that audience. And once you build that audience of people that sat through those 3 seconds or more, you will now rerun those 7 videos with an 8th video, which is your pitch. I hope that makes sense. That's how you build a successful campaign. Now I want to talk about the pitch video very quickly here. The perfect pitch for this would not be buy the course now. The perfect pitch would be one of 2 things. Number 1, you would guide them to a webinar. And on that webinar, that's where you will sell the course. The webinar could be a Zoom meeting on Friday. You can do it live. You can have 20 people show up. Then when you sell, you can answer questions live. If you're very advanced, you can have an automated webinar. But you're still not inviting directly. You've nurtured these people by now because they're in that audience of people that already saw you several times. Make sense? And the other option for your call to action video is to book a call with you. Book a Zoom. This way you don't have to pre-record an automated webinar. You don't have to do an automated webinar, but you do have qualified leads who you can get on a Zoom call with, and it'll be much easier to close. So there you have it. In short, that's how you run a successful ad campaign. I hope I answered your question, Anthony, and I hope it helped a lot of you out there as well. Marc Lalonde signing off. Bye-bye now. Thank you for watching or listening. I hope this content has helped you in any way, maybe motivated, inspired you. Maybe it's triggered an idea. Maybe it's gotten you out of a rut. Maybe it's simply entertained you. Listen, I'm just an ex-computer consultant guy who lost his way to drugs and alcohol and eventually became homeless. From rock bottom, I cleaned up, I clawed my way back into the workforce. I shifted into running my own business. I've been retired from the corporate world for 7 years now, and I've never looked back. If you want to follow me on my journey or maybe even connect further, you can either go to my blog at thewealthytrainer.com. That's thewealthytrainer.com, or you can click the link in the description if you're watching this video. Marc Lalonde signing off, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye-bye now.